Regular weekend, I guess. How about you?
So far, so good.
Good. Man, I have never been in a Tesla before. This
You know
is
what?
beautiful.
That's why I do this. That's why I do this.
I love that front windshield, man. It
It's
goes
great,
all
man.
the way
Up,
back.
yeah, up here it's like being in a helicopter.
Yeah. Very nice.
It's interesting. Well, let me share that. So I'll just plug it in manually then. We are going to
Plano Event Center.
2000 East Spring Creek.
Yep, that's it.
Navigate to 2000 East Spring Creek Parkway in Plano, Texas. All right, and we'll let the car drive us.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's gonna drive us all the way there, man.
All right. That's wild. Okay. Hey, let me ask you this. The reason I'm Ubering, big rainstorm in Plano Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Drove my Malibu through a deceivingly large and deep puddle.
Yep.
And water got into the air filtration or engine air intake filter, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Do you have problems like that with this?
Well,
Or
I haven't driven it into a large puddle.
well, yeah, but
but
is there potential there?
No, I don't think so, man. So first, it'll do anything that a car will do. So water, rain, snow, ice, sleet.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that there's not an air intake that's going into, an ice engine.
Right.
Water would impact it. Like if you went into a deep, puddle.
Corrode the batteries or something?
I don't think so. I don't think you have to deal with that kind of thing.
Oh. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I saw a video on YouTube the other day about one of these motors that did get wet, and it still continued to run. But, I actually did that same thing in 2017. I had a Chrysler 300. It was Harvey.
Yeah.
And
Shit.
I drove it into a puddle, and that was over. They totaled it.
Golly. Well, I'm hoping that's not the case for mine yet. It's running, and it'll idle, and it's now idling smooth. There's no blue smoke coming out of the exhaust.
Oh, that's good.
But I'm about to go change. It's sitting in the parking lot at work right now. That's where it happened. And I was able to drive it into a parking spot, and then it stalled. And then I checked the oil. Oil is not milky or anything, so no water got there. Checked it a couple times. Then I changed out the spark plugs. Those had a lot of carbon on them. So, and then the problem still persisted. So now I'm checking the mass air airflow intake sensor or whatever. That's something ChatGPT told me, which I don't know if you use that, but if you ever, it's like the new YouTube. Anything you need to know, that'll help you. But if that's the case, then looking at most $100 repair instead of $2,500 for the blown head gasket. So do you do auto drive a lot, or are you fully trusting of this thing? Or
Yes.
yeah,
It's pretty much all I do. The only reason I disengaged it now is because the car wanted to go around him, and I saw him coming back, so I thought it'd be nice. But yeah, dude, I like to joke that I've probably driven it manually in reverse more than I drive it forward.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's sick, man.
Yep. And man, I hope that repair is not too terrible for you. As a matter of fact, you see that screen in front of you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see the gray arrow in the upper left-hand corner?
Yeah.
Click on that.
Okay.
Now you're looking at the home page, and you see a search bar there.
Yeah.
So in that search bar, type or say, what happens if you drive a Tesla into a large body of water?
is powered by the Grok AI. Okay.
Yeah, I wrote that.
Nice. Okay. You wrote Grok?
No, buddy, I wrote that. But I wish I wrote Grok.
Yeah, I was about to say.
My website talks to Grok.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
What did it say? I'm curious.
It's search button.
You know what? I wonder if it doesn't have internet. It might not be on the internet.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any data thing on there. But anyway, search's not that big. Problem with these. You know what I want? Have you seen those the international scouts they're coming out with in 2027?
Yep, I've seen
Their
them.
EV. That looks cool. And high to the ground, so I won't have to worry about a water issue. And obviously it's EV. But those look cool.
They do, you know, and there's a lot of really great EV technology out there, but none of them will do this.
That's true. That's true.
This, if you want an EV that'll go through 32 inches of water, get a Cybertruck.
Yeah.
Now the International Scout's cool, man. I mean, there's just some nostalgia there.
It looks badass.
It does look,
but,
yeah.
You know, I know that it's a lot of, there's not as much technology inside of it. At least what I've seen from the preview videos and stuff. It's a lot of, there's no tablet in there. But, you know, I've never had a tablet in the car, so not a huge deal.
Yeah, it's really amazing.
Yeah, can you get movies on that? Or
Yeah, so back here
same
you can
thing?
watch Netflix or YouTube.
Oh, okay, I see.
When you're parked up here, you can watch Netflix.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, let me ask you this: does it have like a sensor watching your eyes to make sure?
Yep, there's a camera right here that's watching me,
Gotcha, making sure you're.
and it's not afraid to let me know when I'm not paying attention.
I gotcha. Okay.
Now that's just for the time being. You know, as the technology continues to evolve, that supervised FSD will go away.
I gotcha. Okay. Nice.
It'll be fully capable of driving without inputs, and so when that happens, then you'll be able to watch Netflix, you know, going down the road, or you know, do a conference call or whatever you need to do. Ride in the back seat, take a nap.
That'd be sick, man. That will be.
And I didn't believe that technology was upon us until I did what I'm doing right now, which is this.
Huh.
You do have to watch it. It makes mistakes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll miss an exit. Sometimes it'll make a mistake. And you've got to be ready to take control.
Of course.
But that's just the state of the technology today. In the near future,
Yeah, I mean, the more people doing what you're doing, you know, are using it, it'll learn all the roads eventually. You know, and evolve.
yeah, it's very, very amazing. In fact, that's my YouTube channel is called Tesla Truths. And when
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
do you see the QR code on the screen?
It was there.
If you click that hamburger menu and click on facts, it'll take you back to that fact screen, and there's a QR code in the bottom right hand corner. When I bought this car, I was so blown away by everything about it that I decided to create a YouTube channel, and I started filming just me driving around. And so that's what the YouTube channel is, a lot of footage of me driving around and commenting on, you know, what it's doing, how it's behaving.
Okay, gotcha.
And then I thought, let me take this a step further and Uber so I can actually show it to people in real time.
Huh.
And today is my first day Ubering.
Really?
Yeah,
Alright.
you're like my fourth ride ever.
Cool.
You guys still don't even know how to operate the app.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay. Well, nice, man. I just followed you on there, so I'll check it out.
Awesome, thanks.
Absolutely. So, what's the range like on this thing?
So this one with 100% charge will get 330 miles.
That's pretty good.
You're the first person that said that. Almost everybody's like, oh, that's not enough. And I'm like, how many miles a day do you drive?
Yeah, well,
Like,
I look at it like, because I've been kind of doing some research on the, like BYD, the Chinese EV company has been doing stuff. And, I take trips to New Mexico, road trips every summer from Dallas, and that's about a 600-mile drive. And,
yeah.
you know, thinking like, okay, if I only have to stop once to charge it, you know, how long does it take to charge?
So on a supercharger,
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Not bad at all. You
20
stop,
minutes.
get lunch, and then you keep going.
Yep. I charge this at home, and it'll take about 6 hours to give it a full charge.
Okay, that's taking that or go to bed.
Yeah. So it's full and ready to go every morning when I get up.
Okay.
And I just actually drove it up to Kansas City, Missouri, last week. And, you know, when you plug in a long road trip into the map, it'll automatically show you, okay, you're going to stop in Oklahoma City, you're going to stop in, you know, Wichita, Kansas, you're going to stop just outside of Kansas. So it's already mapped, and it'll drive you to the supercharger. You don't even have to think about it.
Dang, man. Okay. Can you add in stops for restaurants and stuff like that, or? Yeah.
So like, if you were like, hey, can we swing by McDonald's? I would just tell it, add stop McDonald's, and it would go to McDonald's.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but they're also coming out with an update. It's called the Spring Update, which includes alternative routing. So if you were to plan your trip from here to New Mexico, you could tell it, I don't want to stop a lot. All I want to do is stop and charge. It'll plan that route. Or you could say, I want you to pick superchargers that are close to shopping and dining, and so like you can control what kind of trip experience you have.
I see. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. And how long you had this thing?
I bought it on April 1st.
Of this year?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Right on.
Yep.
Were you a former Tesla owner before that, or?
No, that was it. Yeah, you know, when they came out with Tesla back in like 2012, I thought, oh, that's cool. That's electric car.
Yeah.
And then they introduced like autopilot and stuff a few years later, and it's like, oh, that's cool. It'll steer itself.
Right.
And then one day on a whim, I don't know why, I just went over to the Tesla dealership, which you can do for free, and they're like, sure, yeah, here's the car. Go have fun for 30 minutes. And I turned on full self-driving, and I bought this thing like 2 weeks later. Like, it changed my mind. I had a 2024 F-350 Tremor.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I sold it. I was like, not for me anymore.
Right on. Yeah, well, it's like you made a good choice, man.
I couldn't agree more, man.
This feels like luxury.
It's really, and the car drives better than I do. Like, it doesn't do human things, like little things that you don't notice. Like when you go into a turn, the car approaches it correctly and professionally. So like, it's able to determine the degrees and the speed, and it approaches it at the correct angle to make it a smooth transition through the turn.
Okay. It's
just a very comfortable ride.
Now, what about speed limits? Does it stick to the speed limit of the highway, or does it, like, I mean, it's pretty normal to go 80 on here, even though it's...
You can configure it to stay to the speed limit. I don't.
Okay, gotcha.
So in my settings, I allow for it to go 50% faster than the posted speed limit with the flow of traffic up to a maximum of 85 miles per hour.
Gotcha, okay.
So you can see right now, we are exceeding the speed limit by 6 miles per hour.
Nice. Interesting, so it's not bound by... That's nice, okay.
It doesn't do a very good job of picking up, like, if you're going through a construction zone, and you know how they'll have the temporary speed limit, like 55, it doesn't see that. So
that would make sense, because they change and stuff.
Yeah, but the cameras can see 800 feet in front of it. So it can see them. It's just not currently programmed, or at least in my experience, to take that posted speed limit into consideration. I think it uses a lot of map data for that.
Right.
So it also doesn't pay attention to things like school zones.
Oh.
Yeah. But this scroll wheel here on the yoke, I can set my max speed with this. So if we were to come into a construction zone and the speed limit were to drop down to 55, I would just scroll this down to 55.
Gotcha.
And it would adhere to that.
Wow. That's badass, man. Absolutely. And it's like, what, $60,000 to buy something like this?
So brand new, this car's about 90.
90? Okay.
But it's funny that you said that, because I bought this one used for 59.
Okay.
So you nailed it.
Pretty close there. All right. And which model is this?
This is the Model X.
Model X.
All-wheel drive. Yep.
I wonder how much those Cybertrucks are. Right.
You can buy the base model right now for $72,000.
Okay, and that doesn't come with the auto drive and all that.
It does not include FSD. That's an extra $8,000.
Okay.
Or you can subscribe to it monthly for I think $99 a month. But that's worth every penny. Like I've literally just hired a full-time chauffeur.
Yeah, clearly. I mean,
Yeah.
Now, what about like, say you had some drinks at the bar?
Yeah. So you're still legally responsible.
Okay.
For everything the car does, and so all applicable laws apply.
Right.
Like you legally cannot drive it intoxicated. If I had to, and I can't imagine a realistic scenario, be behind the wheel of a car intoxicated, I don't know, let's make something up that at least remotely sounds plausible. Somebody's dying and I'm the only person left in the world that can go drive to them and save them.
Yep.
And I have to get behind the wheel drunk, I would absolutely do this over driving.
Right. You trust it, yeah. Okay. Interesting.
I do. I really do trust it a lot.
Yeah, I've heard some. I don't know how, because there's a lot of hate for Elon Musk right now. I don't know if there's if it's propaganda or something, but I've heard horror stories. So that's.
Oh, of this? Yeah, that's media, man. It's funny too because up until the Elon Musk thing, it was the right that was questioning it and trashing it. And then once the Elon Musk thing happened, it's like everybody on the left is now trashing it. And that's a big reason why I kind of started this Tesla Truths initiative, which is, all right, I'm seeing and hearing all these stories, how terrible it is, catching on fire, crashing into walls. And that just wasn't my experience. So I thought I'd get out there and kind of tell my story.
Right.
And people can do what they want with it. Some people actually comment some pretty ridiculous things, but it's like, you know what? This is my experience. And so I'm going to put it up there for the world to kind of see it and just tell the story that way.
Sure, yeah.
And if it did crash into a wall, I would post that video too because it's called Tesla Truths.
Yeah, and you want to be transparent.
That's right.
It's about the consumer.
That's right. And the purpose is to show it and talk about it. And a lot of my videos, I do talk about mistakes that it's made.
Right.
Like just this morning, it tried to take a left-hand turn, but it didn't get over into the turn lane, so it attempted to make an illegal left turn and kind of cut that traffic off.
Oh, shit.
And I didn't let it. I pushed this button, which disengages it, and I drove on. So it happens, and I want to document those stories too.
That's good, man. I respect that. It's journalistic integrity there.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Have you thought about, in the future, if you kind of get bigger on this on YouTube, expanding to other vehicles and stuff? Or are you sticking just to Teslas? So
right now, the idea really is to just continue to tell the story of Tesla. I think because of the climate, in the political space right now,
absolutely.
They're really getting a lot of bad publicity, which has nothing to do with the technology.
Right.
But there is some other cool tech out there. Waymo, they have some really cool things going on their cars. And the next time I'm in Austin, I'm actually gonna record a trip in a Waymo and I'll put it up on the site.
Gotcha. Okay. You heard anything about Rivian? How good?
So I haven't been in one. I think they're doing a lot of cool things over there. Their full self-driving is non-existent. I mean, it does do some auto driving things, but there's not another EV manufacturer that I'm aware of, or vehicle manufacturer that I'm aware of, that can compete with what this car does. A Waymo does.
I never heard of that one.
Waymo?
Yeah.
So they are in, I think, San Francisco, Phoenix, Austin. You can go there right now and download their app and hail one of them, and you get in it, and there's no driver.
So it's a Robo-Taxi.
It's a Robo-Taxi.
Yeah. Okay.
And they've got this big LiDAR system on the roof. It's a little Jaguar.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
The car and all of its equipment cost $180,000. So right there, what that tells you is that's not a product that's meant for consumers. There are people out there that can afford a $180,000 car, but that's not the general public. It's not made for them. You can buy a Tesla Model Y for $40,000 and have this. Yeah.
It would be a good idea to. Well, I don't know how much a trip costs for a Waymo. Is it?
I have no idea. I'm gonna find out though. Like I'm gonna make a video about it.
Be an interesting investment. Kind of like those, those Lime scooters, or they're on college campuses and stuff. Some people own them, and then you just it's pretty hands off. Interesting business pursuit.
Yeah, that Tesla's working on that their cyber cab.
Yeah, I remember I watched a little bit or listened to a little bit of that last investor meeting Elon Musk had maybe 2 weeks ago. He was talking about it or mentioned it. That would be certainly really cool.
Yeah, and I've heard at some point they're going to open that up to the public so that if you own like a Model Y, you can enter it into that network.
Okay, yeah.
And just send your car out.
Right.
So if you're not using it, I wouldn't do it with this one, but if they open that up, I'll go buy a couple Model Ys.
Yeah.
And they can just run around. One will run around all day and one will run around all night.
Be awesome. I mean, think about it like you had a 9 to 5 and you mind leaving that whole time and just let it run.
Yeah, you could.
Money.
You could have it take you to work and then run the whole time and then take you home.
Yeah, I guess the only issue would be, well, I'm sure it would take itself or stop its route or job when it's at a point in the battery where it, needs you to charge it.
Yeah, I imagine, and I've seen some things too. There's some prototypes of the chargers that can charge without a human.
Oh, really?
So
okay.
It'll be able to pull itself into a supercharger, charge up, and go.
That'd be awesome.
Man, the future's amazing.
Yeah. I heard about, I'm not sure if it's with Teslas, but I think the hybrid RAV4 that came out a couple of years ago, it'll help charge the battery with the, when you brake.
Yep, Tesla does that.
That does that too? Okay.
Yeah, it's called regeneration.
Okay. See, that's one thing. It kind of reminds me of like the perpetual motion machines or something where you don't have to do anything; it just charges itself or stays powered. But hopefully, one day that the technology.
Of course, yeah. I have more processing power on my watch right now than you would fill a gymnasium with, 50 years ago.
Yeah, or the rocket and NASA.
Yep. So that stuff's coming. These batteries will become more efficient, more environmentally friendly. That's absolutely the future.
Imagine, this happened I think last year. Those scientists in Korea who figured out a fission reaction nuclear fission reaction that produced a small but positive amount of electricity. Apparently they said that once they nailed down that tech, one fission reaction can charge or keep a house powered for 99 years. You put something like that, maybe not put it in a car, but imagine how cheap it'd be to charge one of these things.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Be awesome. How much does it increase your electricity bill?
So I think it's been, I've only had it for 1 month now, and I think this month's electric bill, I saw maybe a $20 increase.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Golly, man.
Yep.
The amount you're saving on gas has got to be in a year. I fill up.
Yeah, for sure.
Once a week, maybe twice a week.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yeah,
you're selling me on it, man.
It's very efficient, and the engines are very, very powerful too. This one has 2 motors on it. They produce 600 horsepower.
Wow.
So a thing that I don't demonstrate in these Uber rides is how insanely fast this car is. As a matter of fact, I'd almost be willing to bet you that this is actually the fastest car you've ever been in.
You think so? Yeah,
absolutely. Well, this car will do 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds. If I were to mash on the accelerator, it would throw you back in your seat.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. You got to take this out to some country roads or something, man, and really put it to the test.
Yeah, I need to.
Now, what about that steering wheel? You like that steering wheel?
I love this thing. I love it. You know, I bought it because I thought it looked cool. I was like, that looks cool. That's new. I like new things. But admittedly, I don't drive a lot. But when I do, it feels so natural.
It feels better than the standard wheel.
It feels natural.
Yeah, okay.
Somebody was like, well, you know, I like to rest my hand on the wheel.
That's my thinking, yeah.
Except because I don't drive anymore, I can rest my hand wherever I want to now. Usually I just kind of cross my arms and relax a little bit. Right. Or I'll just, you know, chill out like this. I don't need to put my hand there anymore.
That fits, yeah. I will admit that when I was first kind of looking at these online, the steering wheel was like, it seems a little weird. But, you know,
yeah.
No driving yourself, you know. Doesn't matter, I guess.
It's just like, so if I am driving, which I do occasionally for a couple of reasons. One, I actually practice disengaging full self-driving. Right, so if I ever needed to do it in an emergency situation, I'm comfortable with taking over the car. And two, and this will sound stupid, I don't want to forget how to drive, man. Like, you know, you just get so comfortable and relaxed in this. So I think it's important that every once in a while I do a little driving. And on those days when I have my hands on this wheel, just the turning, it's just, for me, it makes more sense. It doesn't block my instrument cluster. It's just really great.
Now, where is all the engine, the motor, and all that? Because you got a storage in the front, right?
Yeah, so there's two motors, and they both sit on the axles, so they're underneath the car.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's storage in the front. There's a trunk in the front. There's a trunk in the back underneath the floor.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing, dude. It's instant energy. The gearbox is built right into the engine, and it's just instant energy. And it instantly transfers to the wheels. It's unbelievable.
Man, that's sick. When I get the money, man, which who knows when that'll be, but this might be my next purchase.
I highly recommend it.
I'm taking your word for it. I mean, this thing is nice, dude. Just the windshield alone.
Yeah, it's great, man. That's really great.
Yeah.
It's an amazing view. I actually tinted it, so
gotcha.
It's blocking UV rays.
I see. Yeah, that's probably smart. Oh, and you got the wind or the sun blockers on the side. Okay.
Oh yeah, the sun visors.
Sun visors.
Yeah, they'll flip out right there.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, man. That's sick. Yeah, I'm impressed. Good audio in this thing, or
comes with a pretty good audio system, man. It's premium sound right out of the box.
Did they install the charger in your house for you, or do you have to do that yourself?
No, so it comes with the charger. I had a 240 volt plug installed in my garage, kind of like what you plug your dryer into.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Not bad. Awesome, man. This would be great for long road trips.
It's amazing, man. Like that trip to Kansas City was no problem, and I rode all the way up there just like this, 9 hours.
Did you do that for the channel or just?
No, I had my mom was in the hospital, so I went up there to visit with her for a little bit. Yeah, she's at home recovering now.
Oh, that's good.
But I did I recorded the whole trip too, but I only put the leg from Dallas to Oklahoma City on the channel.
I see. Gotcha.
The rest of it's kind of at night and boring.
Gotcha. So are you from Kansas City originally, or?
No. So I am from Missouri, but it's more south. Fort Leonard, when my dad was in the Army.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Been in Dallas long, or?
2 years. Came up here from Houston. I was in Houston for 20 years.
Okay, gotcha. you do down there?
Software.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
software
So
development.
this is your avenue, kind of tech stuff.
Yeah, it is my alley for sure.
Yeah.
It blows my mind every single day, man. Like,
It's a beautiful thing.
I love being out here in this car and sharing this with people.
It's a really cool avenue. Yeah, my brother is in college for computer science, so
Yeah.
he does a lot of coding and stuff too. He's got an interest in this kind of thing. You could just drop or stop right up at the corner there. I'll head in, but I appreciate it, man. I'll leave you a good review too. This was
Yeah, thanks. I'm glad you enjoyed the ride.
yeah, it's a new experience for me. It's very, very pleasant.
Right here?
Yep, that's good.
All right, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Yep. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. How do I open this? Here.
So you see the button on the pillar there?
Yeah.
The one with the doors open? Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll close it for you.
Appreciate it, bro. Peace. Have a good one, man. Enjoy the ride.
Take care.